Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. Took a minute there, took a minute. Chantal became a lot. I know she always is a lot to a certain extent, but the particular talking points of this week were quite a bit. So in terms of the accusations that were made this week, I don't feel we have enough information. I haven't gone seeking the information out, and I just didn't really feel like I could speak on the topic well, so I chose not to speak on it. So that's where I've been. Sorry about that. We also had report cards and grades due this week, so busy at work, always busy at work though. But these particular topics I was not in a hurry to address. Unsurprisingly, given the history of the two of them, Foodie ended up going to Toronto with Nada. Went from no, absolutely not, we're done, to oh yeah, I know, we're in Toronto together because I'm under some kind of spell if you look at her Instagram pictures. Which, I mean, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. It's ridiculous, but it's not surprising. So here we are. But aside from that, I don't really feel I'm in a position to address or really give opinions on what's going on with the more serious side of things this week. And I don't really think Foodie is, to be completely honest. She seems to very much be inserting herself into places, but I suppose you could count it as provoked if things were online. So I don't know. I think it's a lot. I think I'd rather she just shut up about it, which she doesn't seem to be able to do. And it is what it is. So I'm leaving it there, and that's as much as I'm going to say on the topic. If it comes up again, we'll take it as it comes, but I don't want to, you guys. I don't want to. So that being said, we're with Hi Beezers and Toronto Vlog, Hotel and Cheesecake Factory. Part 1, the highlights. Oh, that just occurred to me. Does that mean just saying how it's putting out part 2? Oh, I might have missed some things. Never mind. I'm using just saying to cut down because I don't have time to cut it down myself. I was just going to do a straight react to the Toronto vlog, but the thing with her vlogs particularly is they are so fake. They are so fake because she's very much in influencer mode when she does them. And if Nada weren't there and if all this stuff wasn't going on around it, I would take that vlog and I'd say, you know what? She put music in, she edited, she put it together. Yeah, okay, yeah. But there's so much around it, you just can't appreciate it for what it is. So yeah, there wasn't a lot to say because you know how false a lot of the way she's presenting it is. So it really does intrude on the narrative in some ways. It really does stick out in a lot of ways because you look at it, you're like, that's not, honey, this isn't you. And that's not to say that, you know, the internet is known for the realistic picture people paint of themselves on it. I get it, but it's very disconcerting when laid against her other content, you know? And I didn't have a huge amount to say, but we will address certain parts in here. So as I say, I haven't cut this down. I will do it in post, so I might jump around a little bit, but let's get started. I'm liking the Shady Castle animation, by the way, just saying.
Evil eyes? Me? Because I'm a queen. Bye!
Oh, this was a look.
I have this costume. Since it's almost Halloween, I hope this will help somewhat with my content.
I'm not sure how this would help anyone with her content, but I remember when she mentioned she had done this, wasn't she going to do a time warp of some kind with it? At some point, that's what I seem to remember. I might be remembering it incorrectly, but I thought the idea was time warp at some point, and I don't know if she intended it to be like a scene of a movie, like Robin Hood, something like that, or if she had actually intended to make food. I don't, like, that would take actual research, like what kind of food from that period. I'd have been impressed, but then I'd have been impressed if she'd done a lot of the things that she never does. So there we go.
How is everybody today? I showered, but I didn't do my makeup. And I'm doing my laundry, so I thought I'll put on a Halloween costume. I mean, I don't know, I was waiting all year to wear this. Actually, it didn't fit when I bought it last Halloween, so it fits now.
Was it last Halloween? No, it wasn't that long, was it? I thought she had bought it for a time warp, but I suppose the time is all sort of sliding in together. It might have been pre-Nada, which would have been 6 months. Oh, it doesn't feel that long.
It's, sort of. It's supposed to be a Lady Guinevere costume. Like, a custom drama. I'm not even looking. I'm just like, hi Krista. I just kind of post my stuff and just kind of run away.
No, she doesn't. She actively engages in drama as much as she possibly can. And then sort of is like, well, guys, why are you so negative? And you're like, because you're in... because of all the things. Because of all the things in the last week that I'm probably not going to speak on well.
Paint my face green? Clean your face? I did. I just showered. But I can never get all the black stuff off. Like, I washed my face, but I never scrub it enough in the eye area.
Makeup remover. Makeup remover. The wipes will not do it. I actually was going to put false eyelashes on because my makeup got away with me a little bit. It's the new Wilderness palette. It arrived today and I was playing with it. I was like, whatever, I'll go film a react. But I was going to put, because it was getting so big, some false eyelashes on. I've got those magnetic liner things that you put the lashes on. And it didn't work out, but the magnetic liner, when it dries down, does flake if you touch at it, which is I think what happens with her because she wears the same thing. But, you know, a little bit of micellar water to break it down, wipe it off. Like, it doesn't come off the way you do it.
Because it hurts. So, yeah, I come with a shower. My hair's still a little bit wet.
If you do it with spit exclusively, then yeah.
You guys want to see the costume? Here, I'll show you in here. Because I'm going, well, I guess I won't be sitting on my own sofa.
Ooh.
Hi, guys.
Is that a pillow? Is that a pillow and a sheet? Is that there from when the aunt was there? Which, by the way, we saw the mess in our house. Pete's revealed it, and we saw all the boxes and stuff. Like, in a hopeful part of the very bottom of my very heart, I was like, maybe she would have taken the recycling down so Aunt doesn't have to sleep in complete trash. But no, apparently that's not where we were.
You idiots. You lovely idiots.
Or is that a cushion?
Hi,
Just...
Jen.
Or did it serve both purposes? Because she's not going to have extra bedding for her poor aunt.
You see me?
I don't entirely hate it in the lineup of costumes she's put on. I wish she'd just do what she used to do. I wish she would just sit and do the time warps in the costume and give us a thing. Like how unproblematic those days were. Do you remember when her relationship with food was the most problematic part of her? Do you remember this? Oh, I long for the days.
Do you? Hey! Give me back my jewel off my crown fell! Which cheap-ass king bought me this crown?
Well, we know it wasn't Nada. You bought your own stuff with him.
He will pay! How dare you give me cubic zirconia?
I think cubic zirconia might be like upgrading it a little bit. That's clearly just straight plastic. It doesn't need to be anything else. It's a Halloween costume, but still.
It looks good. It didn't fit me when I bought it. Did I say that already? Why do I hate these things?
Do yourself a favor and don't do that.
Yeah, the second shot, when Pete's did it, the neckline is flattering. Ow. Thank you.
What is she doing with that crown right now?
Come to my chambers at once. I must discuss something with you.
No. Unless the thing we're discussing is what's the fastest way out of your changer. No.
You're like, fuck you. Don't follow my sleeves around, Sam.
It is a cat toy at this point.
Sam.
I will say her carpets look cleaner than I was anticipating. All things considered. But is that just because neither of them really use the living room at the moment? Like the couch is all and then the TV, but in between they're not doing anything.
So what are we gonna have to eat? Oh my god. Why is it like wake and bake is so much more potent than non-wake and bake?
Why don't you just get through the day sober? How about that?
So, alright, what are we gonna eat? When are we gonna bake Halloween cookies? Oh god. When's Halloween? Like 2 days.
Now! It's currently Halloween as I'm filming.
Today's the 30th?
Guys, I went to get my nails done yesterday. So there's no Halloween here, really, but the compound does like a little party for the kids. They take it seriously, man. Salon was full of kids getting like their makeup done by the salon people to dress up for the Halloween party. It was adorable. It was adorable. I loved it.
Shit, I didn't even finish all my vlogs. Oh, I still have to edit 2 vlogs from the trip. I have the Pumpkins After Dark, and I have the Toronto Zoo, which is like 5 hours long.
I find it so funny. She's like, oh, I've got all this editing to do. Stop editing his videos. She's not naturally an editor. She's not someone who edits her own videos. Stop doing his. Like, her editing skills have gotten better. We've seen from the vlog, they've gotten better. But put that kind of effort into your own channel and get him to learn how to do his own. What are you doing?
Is this the ring finger or is this one? I already asked that before, but this is a non-married drink. Look, my fingers are fat. Maybe we should get something with no sodium to eat. An edited vlog? I'll just put it all together. I'll make sure I didn't say anything bad. No. Gromit! Welcome here.
I doubt she'll make sure she does that.
What are we gonna order? I look like an ashy queen. This is why I'm an ashy queen. Oh wait. What a mess.
I'm still going with Trash Queen after the KFC in the drawer. I'm still doing it.
I should do my hair and makeup, huh? I look like Lord Farquaad.
Outrageous! It's preposterous!
Shady, I see you. Although I will say, she doesn't have to make these comparisons herself, because these are the kind of comparisons that shady people make for her perfectly happily, but then she rages about when you catch her in a bad mood, and you're like, well, you gotta do it to yourself.
I'm hungry, I smell food.
You're having a stroke.
Imagine they didn't have hair fibers in the medieval times, what would I do?
You'd wear a wig.
I'd need to wear a skunk as a wig in medieval times. You'd glue the peasant's hair to your scalp.
No.
You'd make the peasants shave their maids and put the hair all together. Let us see the dress, Caroline. Just rewind a bit. Well, I'll stand up again.
Just rewind a bit. Oh, I'm not freezing it here with her boobs. That's not a flattering shot of her at all. I love it. She's like, well, I'll stand up again. Dude, just back up. The living room's there. Just go walk in again. One of your fans, remember fans? One of your fans has just said, hey, can I see the dress? It's 2 seconds.
I'll suck it in. It's kind of tight. But at least I can squeeze it on. The queen of the Beezers Kingdom, seafood. I was thinking of red lobster because it's endless shrimp. Endless shrimp. Nice fupa. Fupa's lower down. I don't know what to do about that, by the way, with fupa. Yeah.
I don't want to have this discussion about her body parts, but it's here, so here we are. She keeps saying fupa when I think she means the hanging apron of her stomach. But there, she's just corrected them and said, no, that's lower down, because the fupa is the pubic area. So she uses those terms interchangeably. So when she's saying here, I don't know what to do about it, I mean, the answer is the same for both. You have a tummy tuck. Like, you lose the weight, you have a tummy tuck. And then there is such a thing as, there's an extra procedure they can put into that tummy tuck where while they're pulling everything else down, they pull that bit up and it all smooths out. Like, that's an option, but I don't think she has a consistent understanding of what the term means, even though she schooled us on it.
No, I'm serious. You know how my arms sag? Well, apparently, everything does.
Yeah, it does.
Even the skin around my face, I swear.
Everything. You look like a melted candle.
There's like a weird looseness to my body. I don't like. Did you stay there, Louise? It's really nice, eh, that hotel? I probably wouldn't stay at that hotel again, just because... I don't know. I've already stayed there, but... Yeah.
But, like, in the vlog, it looked fairly nice. Like, it looked pretty small for how fancy she was kind of proposing it was. If that's the right word. That might not be the right word. I was struggling with that one, sorry. But it looked like a nice enough place to stay, if a little bit on the small side. So I don't know why she's like, oh, I don't think I'd do that again. Like, what was the problem with it?
The gorgeous view of the toilet at night. I left it messy. I always put the do not disturb sign, so like if I'm staying even 3 days at a hotel, I don't want the maids to come in, so I just like...
Oh, we're going into it now. She really did do it with the editing here, I will say. I'm kind of the same, before we start this, I'm kind of the same with hotels. If I'm just doing a short stay, I'm like, okay, I'll just put the do not disturb. I'd rather, you know, sleep in, do my thing, you can come in at the end. But then I don't live the way she lives, so that poor maid.
Hey guys, so I'm here in my hotel room, and so I forgot to tell you that
What is this?
I ordered room service.
Oh, is that a bruise? I don't want to.
I forgot to show you. So since I forgot to show you my meal, I was just so hungry that I didn't even bother filming it, but I'm sipping my sippy cup beer. So I ended up having some room service, and I had a mushroom soup. It was like a creamy mushroom soup with feta cheese. It was so good. I ordered a beer, a tomato juice, 7-Up, and margarita pizza. I had a margarita pizza thing. So I am right smack downtown Toronto, and the first thing I did was have a bath. I don't know if it fell out of my purse, but...
Avoid holding on to ideas just because you are used to them. Oh, okay.
That's a very interesting fortune just to stumble across.
It's only interesting if you do something with it. What I want to ask is, clearly that meant enough to you that you kept it. So, how's that going?
Amazing bath with my Lush bath bomb, intergalactic.
Again, that tub was going to be a mess. She did a few baths here. We saw some pictures that were a little bit disturbing. We saw them. If you didn't see them, don't go looking for them.
I'm going to enjoy this view tonight with my second bath. Pretty much using all my bath bombs in one trip, so...
Why would you take bath bombs on a trip? I suppose for this reason. Like, ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer, but... You've travelled... Why did I restart it? You've travelled 4.5 hours, is it, to Toronto, so that you can be in the hotel room? Like, I like a nice hotel room. I like to take advantage of the facilities. So yeah, okay, have a bath. But if you're just sitting in the hotel room, why not just give yourself a staycation closer to home? Because you can absolutely do that. You want to enjoy a hotel? Get a local one, get a fancy local one, sit and enjoy that. Have the bath, have the spa, have the room service. I'm not saying you can't relax the way you want, but it seems a waste of a 4.5-hour trip and a car rental to go all the way to Toronto when what you actually want is a hotel stay.
All right, so this is the door of the room. There's a closet here. And just some stuff. The TV.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a perfectly nice hotel room, but like serviceable hotel room. Doesn't look very big. And it looks, I mean, hotels are literally built to be quite generic, but it looks like a lovely location, but the hotel room looks just so-so.
And the bed. All right, so I have ordered some late night Uber Eats.
So they had room service and they had Uber Eats, so I guess they didn't even go out to eat. She does talk about the food later, but again, seems a waste of nearly 5 hours, my love.
Vacation, Uber vacation. So this is risotto. It is about midnight and I'm eating. And this is also buco. This is panna cotta, and this is of course cannoli with.
They look delicious.
There's like a ground cherry there.
Not gonna
decoration, lie. But I appreciate that's a fancy decoration. But the cannoli looks. Look.
Oh, Louise. My question here. This is one of her few pre-recorded pieces of content. I've been there before and I'm like, okay, I want to take a picture of this forever. Oh, my reflection, you know? When you want to just get a skyline and it doesn't quite work with the call to prayer, it doesn't quite work with the reflection. But this was pre-recorded. Why not just take this out? You've chosen to leave it in. So any response you get for it, just be aware that you baited people into it.
Wait, I'm gonna look at the
toilet
view of the toilet.
Yeah. And I can't, again, like, I suppose she has a car. I'm so used to being on planes when I go places. I suppose maybe I've got the wrong perspective on this, but she bought bath bombs and candles and, like, on a vacation, why? But I suppose if you've got space for it, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Of Toronto.
Is that her love spell,
Of
Candace?
the
She's just
six.
super hopeful.
Foodie Beauty in the 6. Foodie Beauty in the 6. I'm cringe. Mr. Pumpkin Bath Bomb.
Oh,
I
this is the
cannot
one.
wait.
We saw this on Instagram, and with whatever filter she was using, it looked like straight up blood.
Step in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Toronto.
I really hope she's wearing clothes. Whoever's just been
These
exposed.
people can't watch me poop here.
Oh, I'm guessing they didn't know.
If you see here the toilet,
Why are we seeing the
and as you
toilet?
can see, I'm sitting on it and
I'm so glad I can't see her reflection because I have a feeling.
watching the
It's a
traffic.
lovely view
So
though.
I'm wearing this outfit today.
That's cute.
Gotta make sure I have my mask on.
I actually really like her look there, but at the same time, you know, gotta be safe, gotta put your mask on, but you know, don't worry about the other unsafe things you do. This was where she took selfies, but then she also, that's what she took on Instagram. She was like, under a spell. And I was just like, nah, we're tapping out.
And let's go. I'll show you guys a bit of the hotel outside. I'm not gonna do a complete tour, but we're just
Because
gonna
you're
show
only
you
going
a
to
bit
the
of
outside of the hotel?
area. I hate elevators, but
That was gonna be my question. You manage it
I
here.
know that I can always sue them if something happens to me because they're rich. I'm just kidding.
I think she dislikes elevators. I know she's spoken about that fear a lot. But it's funny how it seems to be manageable when she wants it to be, but it's completely unmanageable when she's tired and she's hot and she's feeling a bit embarrassed and she doesn't want to go up and see an apartment.
When you walk out of the hotel
why do we have
is
this?
the CN Tower
Pretty.
right in front of
What
our
a lovely
hotel.
day.
Walking downtown Toronto is much more pleasant than
I might visit there one day, you know, like just it looks like a cool city to be in. Just for a little visit. I've got a friend in Canada. She's over in like Montreal side, but we can maybe meet there.
driving downtown Toronto.
Aquarium of Canada. So we've got the picture of that, but we've got no. I mean, she did say she went to the zoo and it's going to be a separate vlog. But I'm guessing they didn't go into the aquarium. I wonder why she chose the zoo rather than the aquarium, because in terms of cutesy date places that people do, which is why I really think she went, it's because it's a thing that people do and it will look good on the internet, not I'll particularly enjoy it. I wonder why they didn't choose the aquarium, because the aquarium at least is like inside and presumably air conditioned or otherwise climate controlled. Seems it would suit her a lot better. Oh God.
Okay, so it's a literal disaster.
No, honey, it's a mess, but we have seen literal disasters. We saw your room that Pete's put out. We've seen your room in general. That's a mess, and I feel sorry for the maid. I hope you tipped her well, but nah, we've seen disasters.
But it's really nice. So I'm at the Cheesecake Factory and their fryer is down, so they have nothing fried, which means I can't have orange chicken, spring roll, cheeseburger, egg rolls, fried cheese, nothing.
The look of panic and rage on her face in this scene is hilarious. Like, I can't have anything fried! But the menu at Cheesecake Factory is huge, yeah? Like, you can have lots of other things, or if you get there and you're like, actually, what I wanted does require the fryer, no problem, we'll go somewhere else. Why not just go somewhere else? It seems like they were in a kind of mall area. They could have chosen a different restaurant, but I guess at that point she was just hungry and wanted it.
I'm pretty mad. I'm gonna be trying some of these cheesecakes here. Pineapple
Cheesecakes, plural. Look at the size of those things.
upside down cheesecake! We have banana cream.
Ugh, no.
So yeah, like I mentioned, their deep fryers were broken, so...
We didn't go somewhere else.
You picture all over the place in Canada. Any Friday, they don't get silly.
What? Fucking fat shamer? I'm just kidding.
I hate how they interact. I know I've said it before, but guys. And all the stuff she's revealed over the past week in terms of the power dynamics, like her kissing his feet, like him using the word wife with her because he knows how powerful that is. Like, every interaction just makes me cringe. I hate it. I hate it all.
I was so bitchy when we were coming back. Toronto traffic it took me 15 minutes to turn a corner.
That is something I wanted to mention. She did put up that post that was like, I'm coming home earlier than expected, which to me says they had some kind of dust up. They had some kind of argument, they had some kind of breakup, makeup, something, and then she didn't end up doing it, so I guess they figured it out. But, if she had raged home early and she'd either left him there, which is what I would, if I was raging, leave him. It's 4.5 hours, figure it out. Or like having to sit, which is more likely, having to sit together seething for 4.5 hours when he tends to scream at her and she tends to get in car accidents and like an awful situation.
I like paneer. Did I show you guys? I didn't show you guys. I did order Indian food from Uber Eats in the hotel room the last time we ordered.
Did you?
Oh my god.
Aside from the zoo visit, did you leave the hotel room at all?
Because Toronto has like 5-star restaurants too, right?
So
So yes, anytime I go on vacation, you are gonna bet you. The big part of it, especially a hotel, you pay $300 for a hotel, you want to enjoy it, right?
that hotel does not look worth $300. I'm sorry. It looks like a decent mid-range hotel. Doesn't look worth $300, but I don't know the kind of range of prices in Toronto for hotels. So maybe it is a location kind of a deal. I was going to say something else and I've forgotten, so let's let it go.
What's the point of spending all that money on a nice hotel room when you're out all the time, you know?
Not a bad point. If you want to enjoy the hotel room, though, what's the point of driving near 5 hours to another city? Like, I don't get it.
No. Yeah, part of me is very, very nervous to... Okay, let me order... Remember where I was. Let's put the bookmark. I was about to tell you about my walking experience anxiety. These past few days.
Walked and so you were
We're
anxious.
gonna order food. So, what am I gonna eat? Move on, can't keep going back. I know, Jamie. I keep taking steps in the wrong direction, but...
Yeah, anything towards him is the wrong direction.
I always have like a roundabout way to get where I want to go. How do you control something like that? You know what I mean? Because control requires thought and action.
Yeah. You think before you act. That's what you do. And I'm not saying that I generally will consider things before I do them. Even I get caught out sometimes. You get me emotional, you get me whatever, and I'll do or say things that aren't perfectly thought out. Of course, everybody does. But yeah, occasionally you think before you act. That's how you do that.
Impulsiveness is the opposite of that.
Yeah, you're not a slave to your impulsivity, or more to the point, you shouldn't be a slave to your impulsivity. So this is an emotional thing that we learn. We learn to control ourselves to a certain extent.
Therapy, yeah, I still am in therapy.
But 2 sessions. I'm glad she's still there, but in therapy does make it sound rather more established, doesn't it?
Are you watching me live? Oh, frig, this keeps getting stuck in my fold. For real. Not being gross, but like if I sit and
I mean, you are being gross. It can be gross and true. That's not mutually exclusive.
Maybe I should remind myself every single day to not be impulsive. Then it will be in my head, you know what I mean?
I don't think you're going to do that. And I think practice mindfulness is probably more the point she's making, but I'll remind myself every day. And I go, well, you won't, because that's kind of the point of being impulsive. You don't think like that. Her whole just emotional response seems so childish in this. You know, it seems so much like an 11-year-old who's forgotten their homework is saying, I'll remind myself every day, I'll put a note on the refrigerator. Don't be an asshole to everybody. Don't give in to every impulse I ever have in hugely destructive ways. You're like,
Yeah, cognitive behavior, just making things like repetitive until they stick. John Conquest, why didn't I delete Instagram? What? I don't know, I didn't know he did that.
Like I said, I've been actively trying not to follow the accusation stuff, so if he's deleted something or something's happened, I'm not the reactor for you, sorry.
Well, thank you for your super chat, but you know, I want to eat. I don't want to go in. I want to eat.
It's such a revealing thing, isn't it? Like, oh, when she doesn't want to talk about it, let's go to food. I need some kind of comfort to blot this out.
Do you guys really want an Adonis haul, or is that something that you're turned off of as well?
I'm not sure, because I don't have the chat. I'm not sure what was going on in chat at this point. But that phrasing of, do you want a haul, are you turned off by that as well? I have a feeling chat was probably saying nothing to do with Nada. We don't want anything to do with it, which is interesting that she'd tolerate it from the VIBs.
But to be hard to be an a-hole. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, but it's the same thing, like, with my antidepressants, if I don't take them. Oh man, I'm so unstable. Right?
Okay, so what point are you making here? Why aren't you if you know that, why aren't you taking them? There's an element of self-responsibility I think you're entirely absolving yourself of here.
Okay, so it's like medication, but this is self-medication, and my doctor doesn't want me to use THC, they want me to use, even though THC is like legal here, they want me to use like something else that they prescribe, and the thing is, it's the sedative feeling from the THC that is so much better than, you know, it's that feeling I like.
Bear that in mind. Every time she calls THC medication, which I hate that she does that. Just bear that in mind that this is actively against her doctor's wishes. So all this talk of it's legal. Her doctors actively do not want her to do it. They're saying, come and take this other thing. And she's like, well, no, I want to feel completely blotted out. She hasn't tried the other medication. She doesn't know if that would help her. But here's the thing. She says it's for anxiety. She says that she's trying to treat this thing. But she never goes until she's less anxious. She goes until she's blacked out. If she were a drinker, she'd be drunk. She goes for oblivion. And that's never a good sign with any substance. So, you know, my doctors don't want me to do that. Yeah, but I'm going to keep doing it because I want oblivion.
Your coping mechanisms. I know, that was something that was brought up in therapy, and that made me a little more self-aware when she said, like, the avoidance, the word avoiding. It's because I don't have good coping mechanisms, but I just kind of avoid, and...
This is nothing new. Everyone has told her this, but because it's from her new bestie therapist, I guess. I mean, whoever can say it in a way that might lead to her actually taking it on is a positive thing, I suppose, but I don't think this is anything but surface level trying to look good for the VIBs. I think it's literally just trying to present herself as, no, look, I'm working on my problems and this is where I am, and oh no, obviously this is true, and look how under control I am, and look how responsible I am reaching out to these medical professionals. And then you look at actually the reality of everything. I'm happy she's in therapy. I'm happy she's in therapy. But again, this is an act.
Whatever, you know. I mean, I don't know. I keep waiting for when I'm like, gonna wake up and be like, did you want to leave? It just never happens.
It's not how that works.
Every single day of my life that I've woken up, I've always been like, you know. Now it's more like 200 milligrams a night, OG, but it would.
Which is still a ridiculous amount.
It's like 500 at one time.
At one point, remember how short-term her memory is. At one point, remember the other night where she was eating that chocolate and got high and it was 200 milligrams for like the one chocolate leaf? She's done worse.
Crazy, I know. You know what? I do want to slow down on it. I definitely do. I do. So I need to call back that place and be like, you haven't called me back yet.
What place? Did I miss this? Which place is she talking about? Not the rehab centre, that we've gone beyond that, surely. So what place is she talking about? Because again, notice, not okay, so I'm going to stop, or okay, so I'm going to reduce it right down, but it's okay, so I'll chase up this telephone conversation, which she'll never actually do, because so long as I'm in the process of trying to find help, I never actually have to get help. Does that make sense? Like, as long as I'm looking, I never actually have to do it.
My stomach is hard, like, mostly.
That's
It's bad,
terrifying.
it's almost unhealthy. Like, to have a big belly, that's hard, that's so bad. So I'm trying to get it, but it used to be a lot worse, but it still is bad.
So let's order Red Lobster.
Maybe I should get something healthy. Oh, maybe I should get a smoothie and a salad.
There's no in between.
Man, my mind was just not in my content pretty much at all. Like, my channel and my content was on my mind, of course. Like, YouTube probably takes up the majority of my mind, like, over everything.
I think that should be concerning. Because she doesn't, she's about to say, actually, let's let her go.
Real, like, even though I don't put out edited content, yeah, for sure, of course. Yeah, there's so much, that's the thing, like, mental illness is a disease, and some of it, of course, some mental illnesses you can definitely do a lot to help improve the situation.
Okay, so we were moving on slightly there, but I will discuss that as well. So yeah, it seems concerning to me that YouTube consumes her as much as it does. Now, I know that's not a new observation that we're making here, but it's considering, yes, she's done the occasional vlog and she has edited those, but that's more Nada forcing her to edit than anything else, and her trying to put like her and Nada as this YouTube couple and that whole thing. But her actual content, her days where she's just live streaming her life away, takes basically no effort. The chat comes up with all the talking points, occasionally she gets angry and has a tantrum. But in terms of actual effort, there is nothing to think about. She doesn't have talking points for these lives. She doesn't have a theme. She doesn't have anything she's preparing. She rolls out of bed in whatever squalor she's currently in, and she turns the camera on. And then YouTube converts it into a video and she collects her coin. Like, it's not something that requires planning of any kind. So why is it consuming her life? That is something like the balance. Yes, it's her work, it's her source of income. But just like it would be a bad idea to let any job consume your life, well, what is she so consumed with?
There we go. Yeah, you're depressed, you don't feel like doing shit. That's like
I forgot to say this, but yes, again, personal responsibility, not her strong point. Let's just put that as a general overreaching theme. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do, but you're not doing it, so whatever.
But like a vicious cycle or catch-22, I don't know whatever that saying is. You know how I'm bad at stuff like this? I think it's more like apathy than laziness for me. It's just like that feeling of like there's no point. Like, what's the point of doing anything? I just want to sit here and breathe because it's the only thing I can do.
It's not the only thing she can do. She drove to Toronto. She did a vlog. She stayed in a hotel. She is able to procure her edibles. She's able to go to Nada's. She's able to do the things she wants to do. She's not lying in bed unable to move, which means she's choosing not to do certain things, which means, yeah, it is a choice. You may have depression. You also make choices. They're not mutually exclusive. And if you can bring up the energy to do all these other things, you can at the very least make steps on these things, but you're not.
Jean, people who are really close to me, or have been close to me, like really close VIPs or whatever, I pretty much have an understanding with them that I'm not going to probably talk much on here because, unfortunately, people like to dox people close to me, so being a VIP comes with a hefty price. No, it shouldn't. That's the thing.
The heftiest price being a VIB comes with is having to deal with her attitude towards the VIBs. What you've got to remember is, while there are a few loose cannons around, you mostly curate your own audience. When people started doxing people in her chat, she didn't stop it. She occasionally raised out and go, no, I'm blocking you. But there's no consistency. There's no expectation set for behavior in her chat. There's no monitoring of her chat. There's no moderation of her chat, which sounds really bizarre when she blocks people left, right, and center. But I'm not talking about blocking. I'm talking about general modification. I'm talking about general moderation and expectation and rules and things like that. Things that help to structure an experience. And those she's completely lacking. And even when she had mods, she was completely lacking in that. And this is the result of it. So when she goes, well, you know, people like to do this. Well, but you allow people to do this. And you actively engage in it yourself. So they're going to take their cues from you.
Yeah, so buddy, it's definitely transfer of addiction for sure. Cold turkey's not going to work for me. I just know.
She's never tried. I'm not saying it would. She doesn't seem like a cold turkey kind of girl. But there's lots of programs in place. She could have done this under the supervision of a doctor when she was trying to come off the harder drugs, and she chose not to do that. She made a big song and dance about how I'm an addict and now you can't judge me. But she didn't actually do the work in that regard to do a program to come off it in a way that would have been less destructive. But interesting that we are now actually admitting that THC is an addiction.
I could do a large amount of and won't die, and it's affordable because it's legal and it's so available. So for me, there was no question.
I think there's something to be said for saying, okay, THC is the lesser of those particular two evils. I think there's something to be said for that, certainly. But there's also something to be said for working with professionals and not having either of them. You know, there are paths she has here. Let's just put it that way.
I was like, yes, this.
Oh, and we are
after I
sorry, we are assuming that burn on her lip is not, in this case then, is not a sign of her doing a different kind of drug, because I would say that's a pretty big assumption.
It's affordable because it's legal and it's so available. So for me, there was no question. I was like, yes, this. Because I noticed that after I would have a long night of doing the bad stuff, I would smoke and I would feel like, oh, this is so good. Or like do an edible and just be like, man, this counters the effect of it. So I just thought, hey, if this is going to work for now, but now I need help to get off that. But at least it's not deadly like that is. So I'm kind of like manipulating my own disorder.
I find it not interesting. That's giving it too much credit. But I guess we'll say interesting that, you know, she's not counting the danger she puts herself in when she's in the state she gets into with THC. Is it the same as being on the other stuff? No, I wouldn't say so. But she's driven high, or if not actively high, certainly still under the influence from the night before, still within her system. We have seen her take hits off of one of those, what's it called, vapes? Yes, vapes. I was like, e-cigarette. No. Of her vape. Accidentally, one breath is not going to get her high, but we see the timeline of what she does, and there have been some very suspect moments. Same with the drinking, same with just kind of what she blames on tiredness. She puts herself into very dangerous situations when I feel she's not fully in control of her faculties because of the general high amounts of THC she does. Yeah, so she's not counting that as dangerous at all, even though that endangers not only her but everyone around her, because it's not as direct as her taking it and dying.
Toronto Zoo was like a whole day. Has anyone been? It was like 5 hours. I had so much anxiety walking. I'm like, how much walking is this going to be? But I freaking did it. And I didn't stop too many times. If I did, it was for a few seconds at a time. It was pretty, I didn't feel out of breath, but it was just that my feet were giving out. Like, after that much walking, when you're not used to it.
You think if you go to any kind of outdoor area, like a theme park, like a zoo, like something where you're walking around all day, the average person, when they sit down for dinner that night, would be kind of tired. So for her, it must have been quite a lot.
It hurts. Okay, let's see. Oh my god! 5.8. That's totally normal. Hey, I swear, 5.8.
I don't know
that's a normal
what's
blood
going
sugar
on with her blood sugar.
So that's a non-scale victory. My blood sugar levels being at a normal fasting. It used to be fasting was like at 10, at least 10, 11.
And then she did the Coke diet and everything was fine. Why is she testing it again?
I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. I have no more diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye.
What Just Saying is kindly cut out there was the conversation, and this is in reference to a previous live stream. Her doctor didn't want to put her back on Ozempic because she was looking at some data that Foodie thought may have been old data and purposefully didn't tell the doctor that it was not correct. So the doctor does not have the right information. Now, should that happen? No, she should have the up-to-date records. But if you've got an idea of it, tell your doctor. So she didn't do that. And now she's been crowing about, I've got no diabetes, ha, 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 ha. I've gained the system, ha, 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 ha. I've gained the system, ha, ha, ha. I win, I win. This kind of attitude as she literally dances there. Like, and I'll ask again, what prize are you winning here? Don't get me wrong, I have a large portion of my own personality that thrives on chaos. And there's a big element of sometimes when people look and go, why though? I'm just like, just to see if I could. I appreciate the art of the con to a certain extent within certain parameters where you're just like, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. You know, I appreciate that. But in this scenario, it's actually quite serious. It's actually quite serious. And the prize you're going to get is like falling into a diabetic coma, losing a foot, or something a little bit lesser that could have serious consequences. Like she's got a lot of health issues wrong with her. So even if we say somehow, magically, the diabetes, which is raging uncontrolled through her system at the moment, is throwing up some better numbers. If somehow it's receding and I guess something else is taking her place, she's still got a host of other issues that she is supposed to be taking care of that she's not. And we still see like the marks all over her skin that she was meant to get biopsied that might be something to do with the diabetes. And just because she pulls a few low numbers doesn't dismiss that. So when like you end up in the ER again because you're having problems with your liver, problems with your lungs, problems with whatever, and the doctors don't have the correct information to know that you have quite a serious case of diabetes in your immediate medical history as an ongoing issue that isn't being controlled because you won that particular round at the doctors, that's going to be serious. That's going to be serious business. And I really hate this because she is just a gleeful con artist going, yay, I got away with it, I got away with it, I got away with it. Well, yeah, until you don't. It's far more serious than she's giving it credit for. And she's playing it up here. And yeah, okay, no, congratulations, you won. See you at the funeral.
We should go to a corn maze. Wait, what time is it?
That would have been a lovely Vlogtober thing to do. Too bad it's Halloween,
Oh, I can't go to a corn maze right now. For what?
People never do corn mazes in the dark. They're not designed for those kind of spooky activities.
YouTube doesn't tell depression, it helps you, or need for attention. Your dependency on YouTube for validation is kind of scary. What would you do if you tried to go live and couldn't? Yeah, you're right. I love going live. I think every YouTuber, that's the attraction of YouTube in itself.
Everyone has the problem, so it's not a problem. Not everybody has it to the extent you do. People go live. People who produce content generally enjoy the interaction of their audience in a way that you have historically not shown, let's say. But not everybody live streams to the extent she does. Not everybody allows their every waking moment to be consumed by live streaming or by thinking about YouTube the way she does. There is a clear over-dependence here that she doesn't seem to recognize quite as hard, or if she does recognize, doesn't think it's a big deal.
I think even YouTube itself knows that people have this need for not just validation, but like, we're all voyeuristic, you know, and we all have this need for
Interesting that validation was the first word she came up with.
attention, and yeah, validation. Human beings have a need for it, but it can become unhealthy.
Human beings, yeah, human beings. So it's not a me problem, it's a human problem, as always.
Because like, yeah, I feel weird even just like, if I do something and I'm like, oh my god, the guys would love to see this, or they would laugh at this. It's like my life now exists to entertain you.
Entertain is a strong word.
It's true. I think of things to do in my life that you guys would love to watch me do.
That I absolutely believe. She doesn't follow through with them because we've told her up and down what we would enjoy seeing, and she's not doing any of it. But I do believe she literally pictures her life because she doesn't know how to fill her own life. YouTube is her job. Usually people would fill their time with their job. They'd meet a circle of people, and through that circle of people, they'd fill other time. Like, there's things you do. There are other hobbies. She has no other hobbies. She has very, very few other people, certainly not in her real life. Maybe you could say online she's got a few, but certainly not in her real life. And she doesn't have anything else filling it up. So when she looks and she's like, if I do this, it will look good online. I 100% believe she thinks like that, but it's concerning.
Streaming themselves sleeping. I was thinking of doing that. Like, somebody was sleep apnea. There you go. I'm really gonna try hard to keep like my relationship offline.
No, you're not.
You know, like even if we fight or
no,
argue.
you're not. You're gonna fight and you're gonna argue, and he's gonna do something and you're gonna tell us, because that's what you've done every single time before now.
Whatever. Just, it's so much better that way right now. Having an audience keeps me accountable. It does.
Bullshit. No, it doesn't. If having an audience kept you accountable, you would be in a very different place.
How did I cure my diabetes by eating 50 lakma?
You didn't, but enjoy the coma.
Can anyone tell me? Everyone hates him because of what you've told us about him. I know.
Yep.
And then I feel like shit about myself.
Is this the part where we're not talking about him though? Because success. Good job.
For that, because I did kind of ruin his life. His reputation that way. But
I'm sure he would like her to believe she ruined his life, because then she's responsible for everything needed to maintain his life.
Other people were like saying, you know, all you did was tell what really happened. And that's true, like I never lied about anything.
Fuck off. Just all the way off.
I know people think I did, but I didn't.
You did. We proved it. We've shown it in videos. We've seen you've admitted to it. You did. You lied. You may have exaggerated certain things. You may have outright lied about certain things. You're a lying liar who lies. This has been established and proven. You're a lying liar who lies.
And I won't.
Yes, you will. That in itself is a lie.
Oh. I said that to him too, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, is that your current truth?
So, but just because somebody does something bad, you have to decide if you want to forgive them and move on. And him too, like he decides that too, you know.
Oh yeah? What's he changed in his life? How is he affecting this relationship? What deep introspection is he doing to improve how you guys are getting on together? None? Okay, none.
So my mistake for sure is coming online and just being like, 1 minute, like I know how crazy I look, like being like, blah, 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 blah. I'm impulsive, like to the max. Like
So?
I get mad and, you know, and then...
You think that's a fucking excuse? So what? I know how this looks. Oh, no. It's a, you know, that was the stupid thing I did. Honey, you've done a lot of stupid things in the course of the last 6 months. Like, it showing up online is the least of it. That does make you look slightly unhinged, but the least of it. The stupid thing is being in this relationship when you've had so many pointers as to why it's a bad idea. You've had proof. You've been physically abused. You've had multiple opportunities to get out of it and have said multiple times you're going to get out. I took a moment. We're going to just... Let's get back to it.
Blah, blah, blah. But it's a weird, messed up situation because I'm glad I spoke up for myself, but at the same time I still love him and I feel really bad that he's going through that.
I'm trying to think of a more eloquent way to just say, shut the fuck up. This is utterly ridiculous. This is why I'm having trouble reacting to her recently. Like, that's all I got. What are you doing? Sitting here being like, oh no, well, I did all this and it was true and everything they say is true, so it's all been terrible, but I love him. Just fuck off.
Like, it's like a weird, I don't know what you would call it, two
Idiocy?
double-faced thing. Two very conflicting extremes. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I call it idiocy.
It's messed up. I don't have diabetes anymore, so this is what I ordered.
Oh, speaking of shut up.
And a rock lobster tail, a shrimp, garlic shrimp skewer, garlic shrimp, rice.
Sorry, I don't know why the dragon keeps coming up.
Walt's favorite shrimp, which is like fried jumbo shrimp with
I don't know if it's just to stop the copyright from clicking in.
cocktails. What else did I order? A chocolate wave cake, piece of cake, crab linguine alfredo. I ordered something else. It was like 120.
So I don't have diabetes, so eating, was it 2 or 3 meals and a dessert and sides, $120 worth of food in one sitting is fine because I don't have diabetes. That's logic.
Sorry. This is gonna be like a splurge and that's it. Like, I'm not gonna order like that for the rest of the month, you know?
Mark your calendars. I want, what was this, October 30th? Next time she goes on camera, let's get, how many hours is it gonna be? Let's count them.
Oh, okay, so I weighed myself, and I weighed 339, so...
I don't know if this was a cut by just saying or if she naturally segued into her weight as an issue after this conversation, but oh, it's a juxtaposition.
I think 5 pounds with sodiums.
Let's fill her back up, eh?
I swear. How the nerve of them to take their time to prepare my food. I sounded ungrateful, didn't I, for what? Yeah, that wasn't very nice. I was kidding.
Kidding for which part? Like, when she says I sounded ungrateful, oh, madam, you're going to have to be more specific. You are going to have to be more specific. What are you talking about?
I wonder if, like, any nurses that ever helped me know me. Sometimes they ask me what I do, and I say, and I tell them, YouTube, and then they ask. So now, I'm guaranteed if you know somebody's, like, a YouTuber, and they make a living off of it, you're going to be curious, right?
I think that's natural, yeah. I do wonder sometimes, this must happen, where ERs and other places like that have like a list behind the counter of people to watch when they come in. I feel like she's on a list somewhere.
We need to save this for the wedding. Are you saying we're gonna have a buck or two wedding?
Please, God, never let them have a wedding. Never let that be a thing.
Heinz Mega Pack. Oh, it's called a Mega Pack. No, Agatha Fontour doesn't have wedding dresses. I don't want to be nasty in retaliation to anybody, but
Then stop doing that.
sometimes he gets my nerves.
So just stop doing it. You don't want to do it, don't do it.
I used to eat this in biology class. Remember I told you about the guy who used to share a desk with me named
Doxing is bad. Just
Oh my god, why do I keep... Oh my god. That was his nickname.
No, it wasn't, because she just panicked. It's just, jeez, this woman.
That's not his real name. I hate myself right now.
Not as much as he's gonna hate you when people track him down.
What do you think my ring size is? I want to order a ring.
I don't know. Why doesn't she just go to a jeweler and get the ring sizer? That's how I used to measure mine. Like, they have like a keychain full of the ring sizers, or is that a no-go because of COVID?
It's a Disney one. Have you guys seen the Disney? I don't mean like now, I just mean like in the future.
I don't
It's
know
not
what she
expensive.
means. I don't know what she means. I do like Disney, but I don't think I would wear Disney jewelry. Like, it doesn't seem like something that would be particularly high-end. Particularly if she's saying, like, oh, it's not expensive.
I got big, thick fingers. Nothing wrong with big fingers. I make my partner happy. I don't mean my current partner. I mean, if I'm with...
There are so many things I wish I didn't know about her sex life. There are so many things.
I have a partner who enjoys fingers.
I don't want these pictures.
What?
I don't.
I would be a terrible urologist. Yes, I've had sex with women. No, keto life. I mean with women.
Sorry, I'm gonna press X to doubt. I'm gonna do it. I might be entirely wrong, but I find in all her TMI stories that she milked for this channel. Now is the time we hear about this. How convenient.
I said when if I had a female partner, you know what I mean. Oh, never called. Oh yeah, my buffalo, yeah. I know people are like, it's so mean, and honestly, it makes, I promise you, it makes me laugh. Certain things I actually like when people start to make fun of me in a certain way.
Has that been a thing that's come about since Nada's been in the picture? Because it's the only way you can coexist together. Because that's quite the sense of timing, isn't it?
It makes me laugh, so I feel bad for laughing at other people, like in a joking situation.
No,
I'm
you
not
don't.
hurt.
No, you don't.
You know, if they're being made fun of and they're hurt, then it's not funny to me.
Again, no, you don't. You make fun of people under all scenarios, and it's hilarious to you.
It's like, you guys would have to understand some of the dynamic. I'm not saying like you never rude. I'm not saying I'm never rude either, like, no.
Would this be the dynamic where she was going to come home early? Would this be the dynamic where she was going to like leave him at the pharmacy and never see him again? Is this a dynamic where she had a car accident because he was screaming in her face while she was trying to drive? What about the dynamic are we missing? The dynamic when he told you to crawl naked into the room and kiss his feet, even with the roommate being out there? Like, what part of the dynamic are we missing? I think you should sue Charlie Gold. She's putting out a video saying you're faking an alibi for Nada. That's defamation. One, defamation has to be proven to be harmful. And two, defamation has to not be true. If it's true, it's not defamation. I'm going to say if, because I haven't actually checked on it just to cover myself there, but I'm just pointing out that as fact.
I will. What I do is I just keep these videos handy, but thanks for letting me know, because I don't watch her, so thanks for...
Then how do you keep those videos handy? Interesting that you do that and still manage not to watch her. How do you know what's handy and what isn't? How do you know where to download them to? I think the answer is you don't do any of this shit and you're just trying to sound like you do because it might, scare her? Let me think.
Let me know, I will keep the video, just in case we need it. No, but you never know, right? You guys, I'm lazy, so you don't need.
Yeah, I do know you, which is why there's absolutely no way you've been doing that. Absolutely not. Are you kidding?
Guys, I just have a lot going on.
Oh, no, milk me for sympathy now.
I have a lot of decisions to make in my life right now.
She has a decision to make in her life right now. It's too many.
I'm at a turning point. I'm at a fork in my road.
Excuse me? A fork? A fork implies you're going to go any direction, but in the direction you're going.
I'm at a fork in my road. You know what my choices are right now? No, not marriage.
She's been bringing up marriage a lot.
But turning point as in like, yeah, I mean, if we're gonna be together, we're gonna be together.
I don't see that happening. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. Are we going to see that kind of commitment from Nada? I don't think so. I think he's committed to her bank account. I think he's committed to the stuff she does for him. I think he's committed to having a personal driver. I think he's committed to having random weekends away in other cities. I don't think he's committed to her. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. You can't stand to go for a weekend without saying you're coming home early. Do you really think either of you can manage being together?
Or live with a move with Pete and the cats. The cats are with me no matter what, but...
Oh, lucky them.
You see what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, from the state of things, it doesn't look like being with Pete is much better.
The stress I'm under right now with my mind is chaos of just the pressure from different angles all around my life, including you guys. I just feel like so many voices are shouting at me.
It's our fault. It's our fault.
I feel like I'm in like a tug of war. Even with myself. Timmy Quasi, his culture looks down on me. I'm not saying that everybody, but unfortunately that seems to be the attitude I sense. Unfortunately, but...
Unfortunately, we'll continue.
I don't do much thinking in this relationship. I just
No shit.
do what my emotions tell me to do.
I mean, that's not any different from any way she's lived her life before this, but it does have rather more serious consequences in this moment.
Wow. Excuse me.
The honesty disagreed with her.
That was a clarifying moment.
Moments pass.
Randy. I swear I did not hear him say that. I do not agree with that at all.
I'm going to pause here. We are going to continue. I didn't see the chat. From the context of this, I'm guessing at some point he either made a homophobic remark or gesture or something happened in that regard, because that's what the conversation seems to be like after. Okay?
No. You don't have to agree with homophobia. But
No but. There's no but. You don't like. Oh, I'll let her finish, but I got some things.
still be respectful of people and, you know.
No. Because homophobia is the antithesis of being respectful of people. So you're essentially saying, well, no, you have to respect the opinion of bigots. No, you don't. No, you don't, and you can't make me. Sit there like, oh, no, you still got to be respectful, as if she's that woke. No, we have to respect everybody's feelings. No, we don't. If they're pieces of shit who are judging people on their sexual orientation, no, we don't have to respect that at all, and we shouldn't. We should actively speak out against that. That's what we should do. And sit here like, oh no, respect for all, it's not worthy of respect.
Yeah, because that is an opposite view of mine, because I definitely...
Yeah, she's never said things online that look bad like that. Never. She's never said anything about how homosexual relationships are more dirty and therefore maybe he got gonorrhea from a man. She's never opened that conversation and looked ignorant.
I think I have more gay friends than non-gay friends at this point.
Is 0 more than 0?
And I'm a little confused about my own sexuality a little bit.
Oh, shut up. Sorry, guys. I'm usually less this than this. This whole section right now, oh, I'm confused about mine too. It's giving me huge, like, I can't be racist, my best friend is black energy. You know, like, well, you can't call me homophobic because suddenly I've got this curiosity in myself that I've never spoken on before, but is conveniently justifying the fact that you can't judge me on this. So let me tell you about this.
Really? Yeah. I don't even think I like to label it.
No, because God forbid you. Oh, I'm not even. Just let us slow.
I've had sex with women.
Allegedly.
I always watch women porn. I never watch straight porn. But I can only seem to fall in love with men. But I did have a big crush on my Batman poster growing up. And I'm not joking about that because I watched a documentary and there were these people who fell in love with objects. And I swear I fell in love with my Batman poster.
I hope my face is saying everything here. I feel like it's saying a lot. Do you remember Do you remember when she used to tell TMI stories? I know most of us have blocked this out. Where every time she'd watch something on TV, suddenly it would become a TMI story that had happened to her, or elements of the show would be. Like the whole Gigolo storyline, remember that? Where she was watching a show, I think it was actually called Gigolos, and then suddenly like, oh no, this thing happened to me in my past, let me tell you this TMI story. What I'm hearing here is Foodie's always been that way. And she heard something on TV and said, no, that's totally me. No, I'm totally in love with the poster. That's all this is.
It's weird because I have like a lot of gay followers, supporters and followers and friends, and to be so like...
She has no friends. She has Pete. Unless Pete is about to give a revelation, in which case bless him on his journey forward. But no.
Who has such an opposing view.
Oh. It's really hard to be with someone with an opposing view. That's what we're calling this now. Not so hard that we're not going to be together, like it really matters to me, but it's hard.
It feels like I don't mind, like, being all consumed with him because of how infatuated and in love and stuff, you know?
Oh, so there's the justification. No, but guys, you don't understand. I'm in love. I'm in love, so none of that crap matters.
I'm too gross for a husband anyways.
Another mention of husband?
Sorry, my belly hurts so bad right now. I'm gonna go lay down for a while. But I'll be back to do later, okay? I had a very relaxing, fun time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!
Okay, note how in the vlog she makes no mention of the fact that they clearly had a fight of some kind and she wanted to leave early. Interesting that, but not unexpected. So that's where we are. Everything is stupid and I hate it. Everything is stupid and I hate it, and that's where we are, and that's where we've been for a while, and it's harder and harder to react, quite frankly. I keep hoping, like, we dig so far down. I know we say she has no rock bottom, but I keep in a little part of me believing at some point she's gonna hit something that's gonna stop her and make her realize, but what else can happen? All the things that we would deem as serious, we would deem as like things that would stop us in our tracks and make us reevaluate her life. Like, she's gone past it. We're done. All of the accusations of this week, all of the red flags with Nada, all of the problems she's had, the drug addiction, everything, like she's blown past them and they've not even slowed her down. Like, at what point do you just run out of things? The only thing she's got now is a major health event. There's nothing else. She's not counting all the ongoing things she's got as health events, because even though she's in a very precarious physical position, she doesn't have diabetes anymore and she's actually curing it. And ha ha ha, you guys, ha ha ha. So something literally has to give. Otherwise, this isn't changing. Because if anything, she just keeps bringing up marriage more often. She keeps like joking about being called his wife, like all of that. It feels like she's priming the ground for something else, and I'm just like, I don't want any more. Stop doing that. We are done. We are full here. Go away. There's no room at this inn. And yet it keeps coming. So I'm gonna cut this down. I don't know what I don't know where else to go with this. You guys would just have to see. But something's got to give. That's all I got. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.